Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mitch from Wheeling, Tennessee. And Happy New Year if I did not say that to you already. I think I did last video. But just a really quick Christmas update. Christmas was kind of a bummer for us because we were hoping to go to Virginia to my wife's parents. I got sick before Christmas and would have been, I think, okay. I wasn't 100% perfect to go. But then my wife got sick a couple of days before Christmas, so we didn't get to go to her parents. And even Christmas, she was not doing so hot. And so Tennessee just had this really, if you look at the map, it was really bad for the flu in Tennessee, and it was going all over the place. And to be honest, it floored me and my wife. Like, usually, if we get sick, it's maybe 3, 4 days. For me, it was like 7 or 8. For her, it was about the same. So it just ran us over like a steamroller, in bed and just feeling like crud. But before we even can start to complain, I have to stop and go, man. I'm sure somebody who lost a loved one, somebody had cancer, or I'm sure they would have said, "Hey, we'll take your flu any day." And so, we just have to look on the bright side and go, "Hey, at least we weren't in the hospital. At least nobody died." But it was just really bad though. As far as, man, I haven't felt that bad in a long time. So enough of that. Let me get into some really fun, some interesting things. There are some things that coming to Tennessee that I have never had or owned for myself. And one day it's going to be that riding lawnmower, but the things for today are going to be because of the cold. And so here we go. Here's my list. Are you ready? I, in California, never owned a pair of gloves unless they were for skiing or playing in the snow. But here I've had to get gloves just to keep warm, because, man, I'll be honest, my ears and my hands are like the first things to freeze over when it's really cold. And so I really had to go out and get me a pair of gloves. But ever since I did, man, they're so cozy warm. When I go on recess, or, when we're just outside, I have to have those gloves on to keep warm. Another thing I've never owned until coming here to Tennessee was a pair of like slippers, like, to keep your feet warm. If anything in California, and in fact, I don't even remember wearing socks to keep my feet warm. But here, man, just walking across like the wood floors, I have to have those. I mean, sometimes I can get away with socks, but a lot of times I gotta have those slippers on just to keep my feet warm. And there's another thing. I don't know if I consider that I had to go out and buy it, but thank you to Maryville School District, I've never owned a beanie before. But man, again, because my ears get really cold, we went to Dollywood. It was super cold when we were there at night. Just in the morning and in the afternoon when the sun goes down, I gotta wear my hat to keep my ears warm. It's just so crazy how cold it gets. And some of you again are going to roll your eyes. Low 20s? Come on, Mitch, we're below zero and wherever. Just being from California, we weren't used to that. And then also, I have increased, I had a few long sleeve shirts before, but coming to Tennessee, my collection of long sleeve shirts has almost doubled or tripled, just because I can't get away in the winter and fall with short sleeve shirts. And so it's just so crazy how I'm looking around the house going, yeah, I've never owned that. I never owned that. And it's just something I'm going to have to get used to. People from Colorado, New York, they look at me going, California boy, come on. They want me to play pickleball with them outside. And why are you getting so crazy with the cold weather? It's something I'm going to have to get used to. So there's my list of things that I have never owned until coming here to Tennessee. It's been getting super cold here in Tennessee. And so in the mornings, there's just a lot of ice that accumulates on the windshield. So I learned this hack, and it was kind of by accident. I have one of those sunshades that keep the sun or the heat out that you put on the inside of your car. And I thought, what if I just put that on the outside of my car? And it has worked like a charm. I just put it right underneath my windshield wipers, and when I come out in the morning, I see that my son's car has ice all over the windshield, and mine is perfectly dry and ready to just drive away. Okay, so that's all I do. Just put the sunshade up, put it underneath my windshield wipers. One of the other sides had this strap, so I just put that inside of the door so it doesn't fly away. And yeah, we'll see how this is in the morning. It's going to be pretty dark because I leave pretty early, so we'll just see how it is compared to my son and my wife's car. Well, my wife puts a shade on hers, my son does not. So I just want to get out of here and not have to scrape ice. So we'll check it out in the morning. It's kind of dark to see, but I got ice on my hood, but my windshield perfectly clear. So let's take a walk around here. All those sparkles you see are ice. Man, the one time I forgot to cover my windshield. Oh well, it's not too bad. Okay guys, I just went into Nothing Bundt Cakes. I know they have those in California, but we have them here in Tennessee. And they are awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and show them to you. All right, so here we go. Are you guys ready for this? All right, so this is the chocolate chip cookie bundt cake. Got one. And let's see which one's this one. This should be the lemon. Yep, lemon. Look at that. Can't wait. And then the red velvet. Yeah, there's a song after that, isn't there? All right, guys, so there it is. The Nothing Bundt Cakes. Got 3 of them. They're $5.50 a piece. So my family just loves these. We used to go to the one in Redlands. Those of you that are in the Inland Empire, you guys know Redlands. And so it was just cool to see them. They're out here in Tennessee. Okay guys, for those of you interested in new housing, I'm going to be taking you to kind of look around the Clover Ridge townhomes. When I was seeing these things being built, I really couldn't tell what they were, but now that I see that they're all kind of smashed together, they're technically townhomes. In fact, I'll leave you a link to see more of the details about the Clover Ridge townhomes. They are ranging from about $307,000 to $390,000, depending on your floor plan. They are 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Some of them are going to be around 1,400 square feet, all the way like to 1,800 square feet. And so if that fits your budget, that's an interesting thing for you to take a look at. You know, for some of you that are looking for something cheaper, I'll keep looking around. But I'm going to go ahead and drive you through the Clover Ridge townhome facility and let you see what it looks like. Okay, guys, I'm headed down Lamar Alexander Parkway or Highway 321, and I'm just going to give you commentary on the things that I pass. So, on the right, you're going to have Harley Davidson, um, John Deere, and some definite tractor businesses. As I approach this light, it's real interesting here in Tennessee that you can have churches, really big churches next to each other. So if you can look over there to the left, sorry that I couldn't pan over there, but probably the biggest church in Maryville is Foothills Church, and our church, um, Blunt Community Church, is right next door, and we're both very big. And so it just shows out here in Tennessee that you can have just churches sitting right next to each other and still have very large congregations. And so that's just, again, a testimony to the conservatism of Tennessee and definitely Maryville. Okay, so if you can see over there to the left, Foothills Church. And then again, we're sitting right next door to their church. As we go down this hill, we're going to start to hit Restaurant Row. I'm going to be turning right on Foothills Mall Drive, but if you turn left, you'll see a lot of restaurants. But as we approach here, over here on the right, you're going to see Buddy's Barbecue. We have one of the many Dollar Generals or Dollar Trees. Over here to the left, we have my favorite Petros, which is chili with potatoes, chili, and chips. Really good chili. Over here to the left, a pretty big chain is Cookout. McDonald's is going to be over there to the left. Pizza Hut, Wendy's, Arby's, Taco Bell, IHOP, Jimmy John's, Popeyes is going to be all the way over there to the left. But I'm going to be hanging a right here. So yeah, this is definitely a place to come if you're hungry. There's a Burger King right up there. And yeah, it's just the place. If we keep going to the right, we're going to run into Sonic. We're going to run into DQ. But I won't be driving that far. We're now turning right onto Foothills Mall Drive. So yes, Foothills Mall is the only mall that we have. Not a ton of things. We have a movie theater. We don't have too many shops. We have a Belk. Not necessarily a lot of the common places you would find in California. And that's going to be over there to the left. We just had a Publix open up, which is kind of like a grocery store. Really popular out here. As soon as this Publix opened, man, there were people coming everywhere. The closest other Publix would have been Southern Knoxville, North Shore Drive. Okay, so as we come up to this light and we're turning left, definitely a Hobby Lobby, which is super crowded, especially near any type of holiday. Definitely, it's weird, when places close, like Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A are closed on Sundays. It always feels like you need to go there when it's closed. I don't know if it's subconscious or what, but very interesting. Okay, so as we make this left turn, if you're still hungry, we have a Panda's up there. And then we're going to come up to one of the few roundabouts that we have here in Maryville. I think we have 3 roundabouts. And I think I've gotten pretty good at them. So Publix would be over there to the left. And coming up here is where we have our Kroger. They have a Planet Fitness, definitely some pizza places up here. There's actually a church up here. Real interesting to see a church in kind of like a shopping center. but this is where we shop for groceries. Definitely Kroger, and if you just make a left, that's where we would get our Kroger gas. So there you go. So a little update on me talking to folks here in Tennessee about how they feel about, Tennessee, and or folks coming from California. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get out and about and pinpoint who I'm going to talk to. Some of you have mentioned, hey, why don't you talk to your colleagues or your neighbors? And, if it's just a part of a random conversation, I have no problem with that. But it just feels awkward to bust out my phone and say, hey, can I record you on that one? I don't know if it's a Tennessee thing or if it's just people in general, but they are free to give you their opinion. If it's recorded, now they're like, wait, what's going on here? So I'm going to have to just kind of ease into that one, or I don't know. I'm going to be looking for these random people. I just need time to figure out where I'm going to go and ask these folks these things. I could have asked somebody at the driving range, but I really wasn't thinking about it. But now that my mind is set on that, I am now going to be looking for those opportunities. So be ready for those coming real soon. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for joining me on today's video. Happy New Year. Vols, great football win there in the Citrus Bowl. Hopefully you're liking the driving. I'm going to try to do more driving because a lot of you have mentioned just how you like to see the area. I'm going to try to go to different places, identify where I am. I'm going to do my best, but if I give you guys the streets, I'm sure you can Google map that. So I just appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because it just helps out the channel. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in my next video.